Hello, welcomes everyone. So today's our topic is the oogenesis. So simply it is said to be the process of the formation of ovum in the female body, or you can say the female gamete cell. The formation of ovum takes place in ovary. The figure already you are seeing in the slide. The main cell by which the formation of ovum will takes place, these cells are the oogonial cells, or you can say oogonia. In the body of female, there is a limited number of these primary cells which get further will develop into the ovum. During the embryonic stage, the millions of oogonial cells are there. They further get now be convert into, or they get now be enters into the meiosis 1. Meiosis 1, that the prophase of meiosis 1. And then now be the stage get arrested. As they get now be enter into the prophase 1 division, then they get now be converted into the primary oocytes. So number of primary oocytes are limited in the female body. The primary oocyte get develop a membranous structure. It is known as primary follicle. Again now listen it clearly. Primary oocyte gets surrounded by a layer of cells. These cells are known as granulosa cells. So primary oocyte get converted into the primary follicle. It is believed that there is a large number of primary follicles are degenerated after the birth till puberty. But it also believed that likely with the 60,000 to 80,000, the primary follicles are left in each ovary of female. So these primary follicle get further develop into the female gamete, or we can say egg cell. Now here you seeing that first the primary follicle, then secondary follicle, then tertiary follicle, then Graafian follicle. As already I told that oogonial cells, they get converted into the primary oocyte after the differentiation, simply we can say, and then primary oocyte get now be covered by a layer of granulosa cell and get converted into primary follicle. The number of primary follicles are limited in the female body. It is likely be 60 to 80,000. The primary follicle again gets surrounded by more layers of granulosa cells and a new theca and are known as secondary follicle. Okay, it means primary follicle again gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cell and a new theca, and it now be termed as secondary follicle. The secondary follicle soon transferred into the tertiary follicle. In tertiary follicle, there is a in secondary follicle, there is a fluid filled cavity. It is known as antrum. The theca layer is organized into an inner theca interna and an outer theca externa. In theca, there is two, we can say, layers are there. Outer is the externa and inner is interna. Now then tertiary follicle get converted into the Graafian follicle, and when the Graafian follicle get ruptured, then the structure get released from that. It is known as secondary oocyte. You remember this point? When the Graafian follicle get ruptured, then they are releasing a structure. Actually, it is not egg, it is the secondary oocyte. The secondary oocyte get now be developed into egg, or the last or final division will takes place when a sperm will come in the contact of this secondary oocyte. Secondary oocytes having some special layer. The name of layers are zona pellucida. Now here in this slide you are seeing that how the sequential formation of oogenesis or OOM is taking place here. With the number of chromosome you can understand our first cells are the oogonial cells. These are the diploid cell. Then they go through the mitosis or we can say differentiation process and get now we convert into the primary oocyte. These cells are also the diploid cell and carrying the 46 number of chromosome. They again grown in size, then develop some more features in them, and when they get now be mature, then start or attain the phase of division, they go to the meiosis 1. Then meiosis 1 as they are going, then primary oocyte get convert into the primary follicle, secondary follicle and Graafian follicle that already I told you in the previous slides. And then when Graafian follicle get ruptured, so they release a structure, it is known as secondary oocyte. This secondary oocytes, when sperm will come in the contact of this secondary oocyte, then meiosis second or the last division will takes place and it will release one ovum and secondary polar body. Here in the figure, the sequence is clear. You want, then you can draw this also in your copy. Now here you see the structure of ovum. As already I told you, they're having some special membranous structure. One name I told you that zona pellucida. You see that a mature female egg, it likely be the in size of 0.2 millimeter in diameter. It is a spherical structure, non-motile. This non-motile term is not new for you because you know that most of the female gamete they are non-motile. The ovum is now we get covered with the three layers. The innermost layer is known as plasma membrane. Inside with the cytoplasm and the nucleus are get located. The outward layer of the plasma membrane is known as the zona pellucida and the outermost layer is known as the corona radiata. Now here is a comparative analysis of the spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So you are seeing here 5 main differences are there. Spermatogenesis occurs in the body of male. It takes place in the testes, where the oogenesis takes place in the ovary. Spermatogenesis having the limited growth phase, but in the oogenesis it is a elaborated growth phase. Each primary spermatocytes gives 4 sperms, but in oogenesis we will get only one egg cell. And finally we will get only one cell, rest other cells, these are the polar bodies. In the spermatogenesis process, there is no formation of polar body takes place, but here in oogenesis, it takes place there. And spermatogenesis, it begins at the age of puberty and almost carried throughout the life of male. But in the female, it begins at the embryonic stage but suspends up to the puberty. That already I told. It attend the prophase 1 and then some suspended stage. The cell get now will remain in same state for a long time, and as the puberty get start, they will attend more phase of division and lastly it get now be ends likely with the age of 45 or 50. As the female attending this age, the process of oogenesis get stop in her body. So this condition is known as menopause, and the starting of ovulation is known as menarche. So I hope that you understood. If still the doubt remain, so you can ask me. You can also subscribe my channel, like and share my video, and thanks to seeing it.